you all for taking time out of your exceedingly busy day. It is hard just to stop long enough to eat together if you brought your lunch, so please eat, and to connect with folks you haven't seen in a while, and to come to our first Lunch and Learn of the 2019-2020 calendar year. I do want to preface this by saying we want more folks presenting, so by all means, if there's a topic that you would like to share, you don't have to be an expert at it, by the way, because we're like in this together, we're learning. Last year I had students present one, and that was a lot of fun. They did a really good job, and I actually have another group that's supposed to present. We're shooting for October, so I've got a November opening. Usually, we have done one in December, but sometimes we don't, so it just depends on if there's someone willing and the timing, you know, with exams and all. And then, of course, starting back for the spring semester. So be thinking about that, and you can even do it as a partner. I know Dr. Carter has, Cran Buell did one together, and Dr. Schrott and Fields did one together. So, and then you guys had 3 in yours, so you'll have to be a loner.
Hierarchical linear modeling. I learned, it was great.
Yeah, it was like.
It was full.
It was full.
It was full.
It was
Yeah,
full.
which is surprising.
So, with all that said, Dr. Karen Reed, our library liaison, has offered to present to us the SAGE research videos. And that was something when you presented on the SAGE tools previously, actually you did it at the library, and I went to that one. I said, you need to come to the COE. Remember that was maybe 2 years ago? And you came, and it was like these videos, like we need these videos, but we didn't have access to so many, but we have since subscribed to more of those. And so, and when you look at the list, like they're so practical and they're relatable to our practice. So I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Reed to present to you, and you should have a device. I've got one left if anyone needs one. So thank you very much.
All right. Very delighted to see so many of you. I thought at lunchtime, who wants to come at lunchtime? But you guys did. This is great. I take it as a testimony to how much you care about embedding, this content, making your classes, especially your D2L course shells, more jazzy with this video content, and wanting to innovate and add in new things. So that is excellent. So I am going to focus more on the SAGE Video Education Collection, which is a pretty new addition to our library suite. I think it was around March, April, sort of, that we took on the subscription. I hope you'll like what you see. A lot of nice video content in there, in addition to, we already had the SAGE research methods videos. So we'll get into it and you'll see the platform. So all of this great content out there, you can use this in class, to play video clips. Then I'll show you how to just kind of chunk out little pieces if you don't want the entire video. There's ways to kind of trim it and cut it and save it to just play like a little piece. And then how to embed this content into your D2L course shell so that your students can watch it too. So first thing, we put this content, this is under the quick links, the databases A to Z. So you'll just click on that. And then it's under S for SAGE. And SAGE makes a lot of money off of MTSU, all of these great subscriptions that we pay for all of these different things. But we're going down to this one, the SAGE Video Education Collection. We'll click on that. And you will need to authenticate your which if you're logged into your device, it should pop you through. So our main homepage here, as you see, there's the 2 products that we currently subscribe to now, the education and the SAGE research methods video. They also, they have a psychology collection of SAGE videos, which is kind of shaded out there. They show it. So we don't currently subscribe to that, but that is definitely an option. I'll tell you, as much as I crow and advocate at the library for things, I am but a little ant at the library. They care about when you guys ask for things. So if you like what you see with Sage education videos and also the research methods, it might be worth shooting me an email. So I have a little documentation, hey, I would be interested in seeing what psychology has to offer. And then we can get kind of like a month or two, sometimes they're nice and give us a little longer. They give us like a little demo period to try it out. And then we try it out, we say we like it, and we would like to look into getting it permanently. So that's how it works. So if you like this video content and you see applications in your class, that is another product. Also, pertaining to the COE, the counseling and psychotherapy, I can definitely see some applications there, but psychology would be probably nice for us to get to. Just a little hint, hint. So we're going to talk about, to go in through this, and just first off, just some little notes. The videos we see, they're going to show like real classroom situations. They're not like staged and set up and people acting. That's one thing nice about the Sage video. And also the content has been created to fit on an academic environment. They use an editorial board. If you click on, we'll just dive in, to click on the education link there in blue. If you go down, that first box in pink there, discover the editorial board, if you click on it, it's just kind of interesting how they really do, here we go, with our education collection, who they use to vet these videos. So these are going through a review process. It's not just their, what they think. We have other colleagues, across the board who are looking at this content. Some of these folks you might know and have worked with, but I'll back out of that. Let's see. Well, while I'm here, real quick, view the LibGuide. Everything that we'll talk about today, if you didn't make a note or you missed something, this would be a place to go. That the second one down there, how to use Sage Video, some of the FAQs, and then definitely, to whip back real quick, need to embed. So that we'll spend a lot of time on how to embed. So if there's things today and you go back to your offices and you're fired up and you want to embed this content and it's not quite working right, click on the need to embed. And it's a short video that you can watch that'll kind of like step you through what we do today as far as embedding the video in your course shells. All right, so back up along the top. So 3 ways to kind of pop in, in addition to doing like an advanced search at the top, but browsing by the topic. Hopefully all of you see different topics here in blue that directly relate to your research areas, your content areas, what you're teaching. So just to pop in, we'll pop in the early childhood ed. I've been working with Jane a lot, so I got Jane on my brain, and we're talking about education, early childhood. And then, I don't know, always like classroom management, that's always fun. Just some of the content that shows up. So they give us, so we have 5 items I see at the top, so 5 videos fit that criteria of early childhood classroom management. A difference, so I'm gonna unselect my videos here and just take the ones like in practice. So they have 4. So these are kind of nicer for more like the undergrad level because they're just like practical, real life views of, like establishing and maintaining a healthy classroom environment. That's a great thing. The undergrads I work with in the library, this is a new idea, like this is all new. So this is really good to click on a video and watch a classroom situation play out. You'll see that Sage does a really nice job as far as accessibility issues. They're going to have the transcript along the right-hand side for all of these videos. When you go to play, you can click on the little CC to get the closed captioning run across the bottom. So they provide that for all of these. So that really helps a lot when you go to embed these, that you've taken care of all of the accessibility needs right away. You don't have to produce transcripts or anything. They've got that for you. The other one, clicking back. It's a little slow to load because it's such heavy-duty videos. What else did I have in here? Oh, I had a tutorial. Bless you. It's not showing up. Maybe I did a different search. Tutorials are nice too, though. I was going to say it did give me a tutorial earlier. I don't see that here. Yeah, it is gone. Okay. Well, if we go back, sorry, I'm gonna go back to the beginning. One thing I forgot to tell you, I'm sorry. So that was, we just kind of browsed by topic there. We were just clicking on early childhood. We've also got by contributor. So these are, you know, like our Temple Grandin there, who's coming to present soon. So they have video content by Temple, other people here that you might recognize in your field and want to kind of hone in on that right away without doing a big heavy-duty search. And then, okay, and then yeah, browsing by video type. So that's what I was talking about as far as like the tutorials are good, and also the in practice, the real, you know, practical day-to-day, this is what a classroom looks like. Undergrads might want to kind of hone in on that. So if you went in through in practice, then you could kind of search just within that, because we've got like 141 videos that came up. So the in practice. So if I'm caring about literacy in practice and want to hone in on that, that dropped it down to 14 videos. So these are all things that popped up like in the text of the descriptor of it, that these all have something to do with literacy. So that might help you. And I meant to show, so as you're going through, you can add this to your list. So if you're in a hurry and you just want to grab them and come back to them later, that requires you to log in. You have to create a profile. But I highly recommend this, because then when we get to the part where you might find a video and it's like 15 minutes and you really don't want all 15, you want to pare it down and just take a little snippet, you'll need a profile for that so that you can cut the video and it'll save to your profile. So I'll log in real quick to mine. So if I like this, what do you not like about reading comprehension strategies? Yes, let us add that in. And I can make a list and call this something. Maybe I've got a class in mind, or oops. Maybe I've got an online class in mind that I think this would be perfect. So I might want to label it that way and save it. Then I can go up to my profile and look at my lists, and it'll save it in there. So that's the one I just added. So I'm thinking about adding this into this course I'm teaching, ELED 4370, or here's a clip I made earlier that I was going to demonstrate later, where I just took this little chunk and I looked at the transcript and decided, oh, that's those few paragraphs right there. That would be good. I don't need this whole 15-minute long segment. So I made a little piece. So that saved to my profile.
So you're not downloading those. They're like housed in your profile.
Yes,
Okay.
they're housed in my profile.
So you can cut them and then access them, but you can't download. Just in case, because sometimes when we're out in these places, Van Buren, I don't even know where that is, and there's like nothing. It's like there's not even any humans, so you can't even get the internet or something. I don't know, it could be nice to,
That's a very good point. I don't think you can, let me see. Let's look at our options here.
They don't even have passwords on their Wi-Fi in school now.
Yeah. I don't think you're actually downloading. That's a really good point.
I mean, it's still great. I just was curious if you could download.
No, that's telling me I've gotten spoiled being here because when I was in my middle school in rural Appalachia, we dealt with issues all the time of losing Wi-Fi and things like that, and I've totally forgotten how. Yeah, that would be important, but unfortunately, yeah, we're just embedding a link. It is going to come back and hit back to the Walker Library website. That's a good point. Let's see. Get my brain back on. Sorry. All right, I'm gonna back it up to where we were before, actually. Okay, so back within education. Sorry, I kind of got down the rabbit hole there. It's pulling slowly.
It's kind of slow, internet's
Yeah.
slow.
Sorry about that. Okay. One last thing I think I didn't show you here on this like homepage. To view the full title list here, this can be a way too to find your area that you're interested in and to kind of hone in on a particular video. So if you were interested in the classroom discipline organization and this intro to critical thinking looked good, you know, it gives you the length and, you know, how old it is and everything, but it lets you pop straight to that content from that list. So that's just another way to search. All right. And then lastly, with the advanced search at the top, if you knew some criteria, like reading comprehension and secondary, if you just kind of want to cut to the chase, you've got your topic in mind. You can put in your terms and go at it that way. It will pull up other SAGE content that we have. So these are not videos, these are just like the descriptors in the SAGE Encyclopedia, which may be good. That might be another type of content you want to link in, but these particular ones are not video. They're just like this one on the assessment, for instance. It's just defining the term, I believe, in the, yeah. So it's pulling through SAGE research methods. So it is nice that all of this is kind of interconnected, all these different SAGE products that we have. All right.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
I noticed this video is 42 minutes long, and let's say that we wanted to assign that for students to watch. It's just the link that goes into D2L, and I think this maybe gets at Lando's question, so that they still have to have internet access to see it. So it's not too big to go into D2L, it's just the link to get to it. Is that correct?
Exactly, yes. This, it's just creating like an easy pathway to hit the library website when
and
you
even
have a
if you do edit it, you do chunk it some way, then it could still take you directly to that review.
Right, but it is residing on the library website the whole time. But it is just that piece that'll reside in your profile. Yeah. Yep. Very good questions. All right, so I think let's just go into a video. Let's try response to intervention and see what we get. All right. So, yeah, this is great because it's a 42 minute long video. That's a lot. So you may want to just create the clip. In creating the clip, you need to know, of course, what little pieces you want. So you can certainly watch it. You can hit play and watch it, or it might be more effective just to go through the transcript and search through that way to find. Now, if you've done a search term, it should pop. Let me see. Those don't give you the searches. If you had done like the search and all for like a particular term, like RTI or something, it would highlight those. But for our purposes, if we decide we want to create the clip, we'll click that button, and then we're going to enter like a start time and a stop time, and we'll save it. So maybe I just want to start here at 5:30 and end it like before this next segment here, so like 11:06. And I'll save it. You can go either one. I mean, it's to put it in your clips or your list. It's still going to be under my profile right there. But what that's doing, so that'll give you that embed code, and what that looks like. When you come over to D2L, so right now I'm embedded in Jane's class and several others with the Masters of Library Science program. So Holly Hebert is super cool. She's not going to mind if I dork around her D2L shelf for today, because I have my little chunk here. So I put a video segment in earlier, and that's what it looks like. To put something new, you'll create your area there, and then you're going to come over here where that little, so it's HTML source editor. So you'll click on that, and it's going to want that. Whoopsie. Actually, I'm going to close that guy out. It's going to want this embed code because it's just formatted a certain way. So you'll go through, you'll pick a size. I think I just kind of use that medium size. You can make the big size too if you want, it just however you want it to present, and then hit copy to clipboard and paste it in and save it. And then you would post it. That being said, we have a known issue at the moment where it is blocking some of this content. So sometimes it'll let you allow. What came up when I got this one to go through is we actually found someone way smarter than me in the library. This HTTP, if it has the HTTPS, so the secured link, those are working well. So this one right here was a secure link, the HTTPS, and it worked properly. These ones without, at this moment in time, and we are working with our vendor to get that resolved, these are not secure links. So it's bucking up on me, and it's blocking the content. So it's one of those, we don't really know until we get, we're noticing it more though, unfortunately, with our brand new Sage education. The ones, let me go back. The research methods ones, I don't know if just because we've had it longer and we've worked it out, their links, the ones we tried, they were playing nicely. So, for instance, that's a nice one, credibility. When we try to embed this link, and right now, just because I came straight here, I didn't create a clip or anything. I'm taking the whole 1 minute and 10-minute or 10-second chunk there. This one, whoops, fumble fingers. That one, as you see, so it's got the secure link. It had the HTTPS down in there, and I keep losing it. So if it has that secured link, they're embedding nicely, like this one, and that's what it looks like. And then you can just play it. It'll work nicely. And like I said, there are choices as far as the size. That might be the 420, actually. So if we wanted to make that big one there, we could copy that to the clipboard. Come back. We'll take out our one that didn't work and paste that in. And update, whoops. I don't know what I did. That is so weird. It's great when things work, and it's so frustrating when they don't. I don't know if that's because I'm looking at it sideways here. It looks right. I don't know. Are you all trying this on your devices? Are you having any success on yours? Give it a try if you haven't. Try to pull up your course shell and try to embed a link. And I want to see.
So Karen, you link it directly to the course you're teaching, but can you download it? And I mean, can you link it to your profile? Then after you're done on your profile, then you link it back. Are we able to do it that way? That because you paste it directly to that class, right?
Yeah.
But instead, can we like just put it on our profile? Then is that an easier way, or I'm not sure.
That would work too. So like here, okay, wants to add to the reading list. Okay, maybe that's why, because I'm not logged in. It should be logged in still. Oops. This is so weird. All right, here's one that I had saved in my list. Let's try to embed it that way. I wonder if I can add the S.
But it's probably gonna be too big, yeah.
It's still blocking.
Did you copy and paste it? Into D2L?
All right, has anybody successfully embedded? Okay, yay. Okay, Cheryl. All right. It does work. All right. It is just,
Now, I don't know that I could do it again, but I did.
yeah, right. I have proof, right? I did embed one in my course shell here, in Holly's course shell anyway.
It just gave you the link and then you can, yeah.
Mhm. But I put it under content.
Mine worked too. I put it on the home page and it worked. And it did it with that size clip. I didn't pay attention to the quality of quality definitely.
All right. That one, it blocked it the first time, but then I was able to click and it let it through. So,
Just wanted to make sure you were really truly wanting to do this.
yeah. Or I guess so. It's like, are you really, really authorized?
You said I really, really am.
Yeah, it's like one of the, like, oh, this doesn't look hard until it wants to act up. Okay, well, that's the general thing. Like I said, if you want to create the clip, you're getting that embed code. You're just setting it, but it will fight with you. It'll make you set up your profile in order to make those clips, which is kind of frustrating. You know, it's tracking your content away. Whoops. There we go.
And does the library track which videos are being watched and how often this resource is being used?
They are in very general terms. They're not collecting it as far as this IP address, watch this video.
See if it's
But yes, they definitely want to see the utilization, which is the great thing to get these to work so that you can embed them into your course. So it's helping your students, it's using a library resource, it's justifying, you know, the expense of like that we use this content. It really does, you know, get used.
Do you have any sense of if and when there's new content, does it automatically get added? Or is it pretty stable as it is right now? Or?
My understanding, it's a pretty stable product at this point. But yeah, they definitely just sell us additional subscriptions like the psychology one or things like that. But
Well, it seems quite comprehensive. There's a lot of videos to choose from.
But on the other end, you know, you all are the ones, you know, that would hopefully use it. If you're going into these and you're like, these are just really, they're outdated, they're not going to work for my classroom, I need that feedback too, because we don't want to purchase something that, you know, isn't going to be good for your.
So what you're saying is that as we get into this, you would like to have feedback on our feeling on the videos and if they're helpful for us. And I know, for example, diversity is a topic that was mentioned, and to be able to look and see, are these videos going to be helpful for that aspect? You know, that's an area that we're wanting to focus on, helping students with diverse backgrounds, but also special learning needs, for example.
Absolutely. That was from the topic side, that might be a good one to look through. Let's see, when we go back to education. As far as teaching diverse students, we could check that out. Different areas we can go. You know, if it were more of a, you know, English language learner focus, we could go in through there and look at content. But again, you all are the ultimate judges of this content. If this is helpful, if this is representative, if this is, you know, correlating well with, you know, the lessons that you're putting forth in your classes. That's all very, very helpful information for me to pass on, you know, because it looks good, but we want to see the, you know, usage to really prove that. Yeah.
How long is the subscription for?
I think we took out a 3-year subscription.
And is it just starting or has it been in existence?
This one started this year. I cannot remember how long we've had Sage Research Methods. That one we've had a little bit longer. It seems like we got that the prior year or two before. The years are starting to blur together for me. But
I think it was about 2017 is what I'm thinking.
okay, that sounds good. Yeah, and that has some great content too. I like that one too. But this was more, you know, just the video side of it today, how to embed this content. So are there questions?
Yeah, so do you guys want to ask questions? Do you want to play a little bit and dig and then Karen be available to answer questions, give you a little bit of time? Because we've got about 20 minutes or so. Is that okay with you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So give you a moment to see what you can find and play with it.
Oh, I will show you one more thing I forgot. So if you had a PowerPoint and you were giving a presentation, you can embed the link into a PowerPoint. Let me show that real quick. So if I just got a blank slide, let's see. I'm gonna go back. These links have just been a little more stable through the research methods one, so I'm gonna try that one. Actually, I'll try one of both. We'll So for that one, if you're just trying to put the link in to a PowerPoint, you'll just click the link button, not the embed one. And for this, yeah, I'll just take the whole video. So we copy it to our clipboard and we'll paste the link in. Let me let's try two. All right, so I'll take the link for this one too. Actually, that's all it gives me. Okay. So then to put it into like presentation mode, you can click the link, and it's just taking you back to the library's website where the content resides. Slowly. So yes, be careful where you are, how fast their internet connection is, you know, to take the time to pop you back, and it'll take you to that video content.
Karen, if we're off campus, we would need, that would prompt us then to sign back in?
Yes. That's a good, when you're embedding this into D2L Course Shell, you're bypassing all that authentication stuff. But a PowerPoint like this, it would, yes. So you would probably want to, before your presentation, bring up the library website and sign in, and that way you're good to go to whip through it really quick. Yeah. Thank you, Kat.
And so our students won't have to sign in to MTSU to access the Sage videos if we embed them into D2L.
Because they would.
But if they download our lecture and it's in our PowerPoint and they click on it, it may prompt them to enter their MTSU verification information.
Yes. Yeah, thank you, that is correct. Yeah, like it's prompting me now. Oops. Okay, and that was, yeah, so both of those links worked. They also both have the, okay, so that one has the little S in it too. And that was education, that was Sage, the education video. So some of these education video have the secured, well, that one doesn't. That's really interesting. Maybe that's what Sage's problem is, because the link, like the permalink has the S in it for the secure link. But when I go to the embed, it does not. So that's something they can work out pretty quickly. We'll get them to fix that. Do you want to play some more with it? That was the last thing I forgot to show you. But it's going to hit all these accessibility issues.
And every video has the closed captioning option.
Yes, they are good about, but Sage is pretty consistent about that one at least, that they, yeah, it'll be at the bottom when you hover over the video, that'll pop up. And then it'll always have the transcript there to the right also. It doesn't now because I'm got the embed up, but yeah. So that's a nice thing too. You know, when the accessibility issues became more the forefront, you know, a few years back, and we thought in the library, gosh, how are we have so much content that does not have transcription or any of these things available. So that was a very attractive thing to us in purchasing the Sage products, was that it came in with all that functionality when we purchased the product. So everything now, I mean, like the Canopy video clips, you can embed those in your D2L course shell also. Those have the closed captioning and on all of that too. So our providers have gotten really good about making all that available. So, any questions? Do you think this will be something helpful? You can see using this in your, okay, good.
I definitely want to play where I can have the sound going and not, you know, interrupt everyone. It's like, don't make any noise.
Right, yeah, we'll have 11 different videos going at once, so. It's definitely one of those to play with. And I appreciate y'all bringing your devices so you could play as we were going along, but.
Anything that we need to, I mean, obviously this content is available for us to use as we need to. There are no, I won't say copyright, may or may not be the right terms, but like anything we need to be aware of as we're showing this information. I mean, credit to Sage.
As far as copyright, if I were presenting, you know, I mean, you all would do that anyway, you know, at the bottom of your slide to have a citation to the and the Sage actually makes that pretty easy too, because that's what that little bubble is that you can, it'll give you that. Let's see, did it give me that? It said it was copying to the, yeah, okay, it really did copy it to the, okay. Not a pretty slide, but you can fix it so it does work, yeah. So that's all, as you know, from a copyright, just to be sure and cite it. But that's a good question too. Anything else?
Has anyone not found anything that they potentially use? I mean, it's like this is
A lot of stuff.
a lot of things. So now it's a matter of finding the time to
sit
That's why
and
my
get
GC
it.
is here.
And so like we sometimes say, you know, start small, find something that's useful, and then know that at least for the next 3 years, we have access to it. And as you're finding things and you find them particularly useful, please just take a minute just to shoot Karen an email, Karen Reed, Karen.Reed, and let her know, because that's feedback that she can collect to give to the folks who make these decisions. And if they know we're using them, and we can give testimonials to that effect, or if something's not working right. So if we're having technical difficulty, you may not want us bombarding you, but would you be the person we would go to?
No, do send it, because I need to know, and that way, and it is, unfortunately, it's a documentation, just so that I can keep up. Well, you know, my people would be using it, but it's broken, you know, or what, you know, like I can justify, like, you know, don't get rid of it. It's still, you know, like they want it, but it was broken, or it, you know, but so yes, thank you. There's just a little short email. It really, really does make my job a lot easier to be able to substantiate that you all want these things, you're using them, you know, the good things and the bad things about it. I'll be happy to take it all. So, thank you. All right. Well, hopefully you all know where to find me if you have any issues, or if you'd like to go into this a little more detail, or maybe you know, there's content that you're just not finding through Sage Education, but things that you would be interested in that maybe we need to go a different route to find it. Just shoot me an email, let me know. But I appreciate you coming. Is there anything you think, Nancy, or?
So this is a really good time to play for the next 10 minutes. Ask questions, but if you have found what you need and you're ready to move on, certainly. But let's please thank Dr. Ortiz for